Today we're going to show you how to isolate an object using the Pen and Paths tool. This is just one way of creating a white background against an object for either stock photography or insertion into a magazine or article. For this method you need a keen eye and a bit of patience, as it may take a while, but the tool we're going to use is this one here. It's the pen tool. So if we click on that, you'll see up here it opens a selection of icons that you can use. The middle one is actually the Paths tool, so we're going to click on that to use that. Now at the moment there's not enough detail for me to actually see what I'm doing, so I need to increase the resolution of this image. I need to expand it so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to use Control, Alt and 0 to bring it up to 100%. To move around the image, if you just press the toolbar down, you'll see a hand appears, and then you left click and just drag the image where you want it to go, left and right. And you can see we've now got enough detail to actually start working on the paths. Now luckily the background behind all of this immensely detailed parts of the photo is actually already very white, so I haven't actually got to go into great detail around here. What I can actually do at this point is just literally go around like this just to get to the main bulk of the image. Now as we start getting up into the blue area that we want to create turn to white, we're going to need to get a lot closer and actually go right along the edge of the balloon. So I'm actually going to go in a little bit closer than the 100% just to get right along the edge here. And you just keep clicking, adding points as you go. And it's easier to do lots of little ones than one great big one and try and curve it around the edges of the balloon. This way you can just follow the exact outline that you need and just keep going all the way around. Now this takes some time, so I'm going to pause the video here and carry on working until I get to the other side. There we go, I'm right around the other side of the balloon now, as if by magic. You can see that I've made all of these hundreds of little points of reference for the pen tool all the way around the balloon, and you can see them going all the way around here as close as I could get to the edge of the balloon. I've now reached a point here where the line separates from the balloon, and it's quite a tricky job to get that line in as it is. Again, luckily the background's fairly white anyway, so I'm just going to bring it down to the outside of this line, and you can see the screen's getting white all the time, so this is going to be fairly easy to isolate. So if I just bring it all the way down to the balloon, keep going all the way around. I'm not going to worry too much about these lines at the moment. You can see here that they go off in all different directions, and the chances are I'm going to lose some of those with the clone tool anyway. So if I just finish this and come down here to the original marker point, you can see as I put my the pen over it, it creates a small circle. That means I can close the selection. So now all the points have disappeared and I've just got a line right around the object that I'm isolating. And so the next stage is to actually select that area. Now we do this by taking the pen tool and just right clicking inside the area you've selected and go to make a selection, and then it asks you the feather radius. Now for this I'm going to give it a feather radius of just 2. That means it'll just, rather than have an absolutely straight line, it'll feather it so it's less noticeable when we actually get rid of the background. So if we press OK there, we've now back to the running ants. But at the moment it's just the actual balloon that's selected. So if we right click and select the inverse, that means now the background is selected and not the balloon. So what we can do now is get rid of that background, and I normally do that with the eraser tool. Now, sorry, with the delete tool, delete key. So the way to do that, if we select over here the background colour as pure white, whatever we do now, when we delete the background, it's going to go white. So if I press the delete key on my keyboard, you'll see the whole background has gone white. Now, as we said before, it's not quite white in the middle here, but that's fairly easy to get rid of, and I'll show you how now. When the colour's not actually that far off the white, we can use a tool from the image box up here. If we go to Image, Adjustments, and then Replace Colour, what we want to do is replace this colour with white. So if we click in this area to select that colour we're going to replace, it brings it up into the colour box here. Now this area is the actual result we're going to get, so to change this we use these keys down here. You can adjust the fuzziness, that kind of thing, to adjust the actual amount of colour that you're changing. But for now, if we actually get rid of the saturation from this, you can see it's turned grey instead of blue. And now if we increase the lightness, you can see now it's vanished, it's gone. So we've now got a pure white background. So if we click OK and then go Control-Alt-0, you can see we've still got the line in. We lost a bit there, but that's where we need to change the fuzziness. But you can see all the lines still here around the balloon. This bit we're going to clone out. So we've now, and we're going to clone these as well to get away. In fact, let's do that now. We'll change the brush size. We're going to just get rid of this line. Now the clone tool can be quite difficult sometimes. You need to have a bit of practice with it just to get it absolutely right. Always take from the surrounding the area that you're cloning out just to keep it looking real. So go up here, if we zoom in a bit more, just get rid of that, take some detail from his t-shirt. Hopefully if we select a slightly smaller brush, we're going in real fine detail here. Let's have a look. If we go up to there, doesn't matter too much because when you zoom out you're not really going to notice this, but for that one there you can see that we've now got rid of that line and you can't really tell it was ever there. So let's just do the others quickly, just use the white and get rid of that right up to there. There we go, and get rid of this line, clone it out. Leave that one there because it looks like it's going into the basket, and just tidy this up here. You can see now we have a completely isolated balloon with the wires and lines included, and that's just one way of doing it using the pen and path tool.